across to Dev Ankur there. He's taking in the Assembly Speaker's Council.
This is an interjection by the court in the powers of the Speaker, which has been vested by way of the Constitution, and probably this interim order is a clear reflection of the same. Because a speaker has just issued a notice and there was no final order, so there was no reason for any interference or indulgence by the court at this interim stage. But probably now court has indulged and passed an order by directing for maintenance of a status quo vis-a-vis the notice which the speaker has issued on 14th of July. Apart from that, the court has also said we would be delving on the point of A, B and prayer E and not on C and D. And C and D specifically was asking the courts to direct not, the speaker should not disqualify the same. So court has recused to interfere on that. Probably that's the only sign of relief where speaker can do any other, if any objection comes, any application comes, can possibly pass an order on that.
Mr. Kasliwal, will it be correct to say that the ball has now moved out of the Rajasthan High Court's court and now the matter lies with the Supreme Court?
Certainly now on the matter, because yesterday when the matter transpired before the Supreme Court, the list was before Supreme Court said that it would be subject to the outcome of the pendency which is there in the Supreme Court. So partially yes, but broadly if you see, the Rajasthan High Court is still seized of the matter, where it has to decide whether the provisions under Schedule 10 to 1A are within the vires or not. So that needs to be adjudicated. For that, pleadings are required to be completed, and probably then court will give some indulgence by giving some date when the matter would be heard again on the legal issues which are being contended.
Now, what will be the next move as far as the Rajasthan Assembly Speaker is concerned?
I'll not like to comment upon. We'll need to strategize, but broadly one thing is clear, that we need to place this order passed by the High Court before the Supreme Court and see what the Supreme Court passes, gives some indulgence or passes an order in totality, and Supreme Court is even empowered to call for this petition before it, so that in totality a legal question can be decided by the Supreme Court, because the fate would be on all the speakers in every state. If tomorrow the vires are declared as otherwise the Constitution's basic structure, then probably it will be curtailing the power under anti-defection law of the Speaker.
Can the Rajasthan High Court's verdict be construed as a relief and a breather for the Sachin Pilot Group?
I may say that it is just a winning of a battle. The war is still there. So merely winning one battle or two doesn't mean that you will be winning a war.
The Pilot Group had put an application for the implement of the Union of India. So was that heard? Was there a final decision on that issue?
Yeah, Devanku, I think, looking how the things have transpired, it is hilarious that you move a petition, you on day one amend it, again court sits, then the division bench is constituted, the matter is heard in at length for 3 days, and once an objection has been raised that union is not a party and vires cannot be decided without them pleading as a party, you on the last day, that is day before yesterday, move an application in the evening that union should be made a party. Court sits, hears it, no time given, and application stands allowed. ASG is already there. So a lot of things are reflecting and saying for themselves.
Well, clearly that was the Assembly Speakers Council maintaining that a battle has been won, but the war is still to be fought. With camera person Nasir, Devankur Vadhavan in Jaipur, India Today.
Dev, thank you very much for bringing us those details there. The Speaker very confident that the Speaker's Council, they're confident that the Speaker's rights will be upheld. It's only a matter of time as the ball is now moved to the Supreme Court.